Hey folks, today I'd like to show you a very unique CD changer that I picked up at a thrift store. This was at a Goodwill actually. I was out doing shopping and I happened to be near the Goodwill, so I went there and picked up a couple CD changers. One for my parents and this one for me because it was very strange. This is a Technics CD changer from 1989. I believe this came with a series of Technics audio gear back in the day that would go in a stereo cabinet, not dissimilar to the setup that I have in the other room, actually. It probably would have gone where the record player would be, where the top opens. I think that's why this resembles a turntable. It looks almost like they took a turntable chassis and fashioned a CD changer out of it. It's very weird, but I really like the design. It looks kind of futury. I've taken the liberty of cleaning this thing up, so it does look pretty good right now. So what's it like on the front? This is the model SL-PC11. It has two DAC, 4 times oversampling digital filter. So it's new enough to have a digital filter in it instead of an analog one. And you can program it. It has a randomize button. You have repeat. You have a time mode, and you have a search. You can choose between the 5 discs that are in your changer, skip tracks here, and of course your standard stop, pause, and play controls. On the top here you have your disc skip, which just changes the disc around. And when you're putting discs in, I've noticed ever since I've unplugged it and took the disc that was already in it out, you can just turn this freely. So I don't know if that's by design or if that just happens to be a thing right now. So yeah, I just thought it's kind of neat you could do that. Very bit dusty there. I should probably clean that. So what does the rest of the player look like? Looks like it does have a shipping screw? Yeah, I think it might, with that lock-unlock thing there. Not sure what that's about at all. The bottom is pretty sparse. It just has its feet. The back of it is very Technics. Very, very Technics. Here's your date plate, November 1989, so it's a little bit older than I am. You get your standard RCA audio jacks and a remote jack, which I would guess goes back to the stereo, so that you can control it from there with the remote. You have a polarized figure 8 cable that you can unplug and change the cord or whatever, and you have an unswitched AC outlet on the back, which is really nice. I like that they do that. So that is the CD changer. Now, I think the most unique thing about this is just the design of it, the fact that it's open. And you see dust here. That's the main flaw. You'd think that there'd be a dust cover or something for this type of CD changer, and that's why I think that this was designed to go in a stereo cabinet, because effectively the cabinet itself could act as the dust cover, even though that probably doesn't work very well, and didn't work very well back then either. So yeah, that's just a strange design. I think I'm going to clean that up though. That's bothering me. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now, I have play tested this thing, and it does play. I haven't tested the audio quality. I don't know how good the filtering is on this thing, but I did test it, and it does play. So I think we can safely hook this thing up and use it. What I'll do for you is I'll grab a bunch of CDs, and we'll take a look at it in operation, because it'd be pretty interesting to watch this thing, I think, for some people. So let's check it out. Okay, I have the CD player on its very short cord hooked up to the wall there. Now we can turn it on and take a look at it. Yeah, see? It's only locked in place when there's a disc, and it looks like there's a display. So I've got some CDs here, the CDs that were the most handy. I've got a bunch of Queen, my Beatles White Album, some Cream, Will the Plank, I know you'll like that one. And of course Gorilla's new album, Humans. So put these discs in and we'll check it out. Before I do that, we can at least check out the controls. It just looks really cool to me when you change discs like that. It's really neat. So let's put a bunch of CDs in. Okay, I only needed 5 discs, so pretty much Queen and the Beatles covered that. So of course we'll hit the play button. Probably can't see it playing there, but it's struggling a bit. There it goes. It's working. Plays just fine. And there you go. Now you hit the random button here. Of course, it'll switch between discs a lot. That's just such a cool looking mechanism to me. I really like that. Of course, has that classic thing when you're on random where you hit the button and it does this. The display just goes We're gonna hit random for another disc. Doesn't work quite the same way as the Sony or the Denon players that I'm used to, where it actually changes discs a lot. I guess it randomizes one disc and then it'll randomize another. Yeah, it looks like it just stays on one disc for the most part. And then it'll change discs after a while. And we'll go to Queen's Greatest Hits 3. I like that mechanism. I think that's pretty cool. So, because this thing is so unique, I think I'm going to make it part of my stereo setup, because I don't actually have a CD changer in that setup. I have a single CD player that came with the Technics set that I already have, but I don't have a changer, so this will actually be nice. I can just stick on a bunch of CDs and let them play. Let me take a look at the display a little bit more here. You can see it flashes which display it's on. Does it even detect the fifth disc? Oh, it does. It does. Yeah, we're good. It works. Yep. Well, there you have it. That is the... You have to disengage it, of course. Hit stop and everything. But there you go. That is the Technics SL-PC11. Now I'm going to hook it up to my stereo and we'll give it a bit of a real play test. Hopefully I can find something that's royalty-free I can play, just so you can hear it working. I don't think it's happening. Yeah. I don't think CDRs this thing likes very much. Oh God. Yeah, I don't think it likes CDRs too much. That's a very blue one too. Well, I'll see if I can find something else. It definitely works. I'm not going to play much of it just because of copyright claims, but that shows that it definitely works. It's a shame it can't play CDRs, at least those CDRs that I used. But honestly, I wouldn't use a CD changer with CDRs anyway. I would use it with my CD collection here. So, I mean, hey, that's what it's for. I don't know if my other Technics CD player plays CDRs or not. I think it does. I mean, I'll subtitle that if it does or not. But this guy doesn't seem to play CDRs for some reason. I don't know if it's a weak laser or it just was the optics were never that good to begin with. But yeah, this has been a bit of a presentation of the Technics SL-PC11 5-disc CD changer with a very unusual turntable mechanism and almost a linear tracking CD player. Almost, it's very unusual. But every CD player is linear tracking anyway, so yeah, it says high-speed linear access system on the top there. So that's just a little look at this CD player. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it definitely warranted a video because it looks very unique compared to most CD changers that I see. I have a CD changer in here that I'm going to attempt to fix. I don't know how successful I'll be for my parents, and this is a Denon CD changer that just uses a typical tray mechanism. I got a Sony from the thrift store recently. It was very similar to that as well, which they have now while I try to fix that one. But this one is very unique. You really don't see this very much. I'm going to see if I can't fabricate some kind of top cover for this, just so it doesn't get all dusty and awful. I'll figure that out somehow. But the way I have this next to my stereo setup, I moved my filing cabinet and speaker around, so the printer's on top of the speaker now. Hopefully that isn't bad for the printer. I guess I'll find out over time. But, yeah. There you go. That is the Technics CD changer with a very unique mechanism. I would like to add right at the end here that this CD changer I've played with for a little bit, and I think the laser is either weak or it's dirty. I've tried a cleaning disc, and I actually couldn't get it to read the cleaning disc enough for it to, you know, actually clean it. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to disassemble this and clean the laser lens. And if that doesn't work, I gotta find some potentiometers and see if I can't turn the intensity of the laser up just a little bit, just to make it, you know, do something. I don't know, but that's the reason it wouldn't play certain CDRs. I did get it to play one CDR actually, so this thing is capable of doing it. It's just that the laser seems to either be weak or it's dirty, or both. So I have some further digging to do with this. If I can't figure this thing out, then, you know, it was $12. What do I care? But, you know, even if it doesn't work, I still feel like it was worth buying to look at, just because it's pretty cool looking. So, you know, there you have it. Anyhow, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and have a good one, everybody. Ciao.